Hey everybody, it's Robert coming to you with another adventure into history. And today we are on my own property, a 140-year-old farm here in Georgia, and we're going to be metal detecting today in this recently cleared field that I have here. I've actually already found some stuff in this field before on another metal detecting adventure out here, and a long time ago, me and Brandon from Adventure Archaeology, we metal detected right over there where the servants' quarters for this property used to be, and we found some really interesting items. So since I just plowed this field, I definitely had to get the metal detector back out. I don't have my pinpointer with me, so just using the metal detector, and I've already found something that's pretty cool, so let's take a look. All right, so here's the first find of the day. Not the toothbrush, but rather this right here. I went ahead and started metal detecting before I got my camera out, because these sneaky artifacts actually know if there's a camera around, and they are super camera shy and will not show themselves if you have a camera. So had to do some sneaky business to get this out of the ground. This is an awesome find right here. I think this is an old pocket watch back. It's probably been hit by my plow going through here. Obviously it definitely has some damage to it, but it looks like it's a really gorgeous piece. I don't know if y'all can tell or not on the camera, but there's some gorgeous detail in here. So that's why I have the toothbrush out, and I'm gonna get some water and see if we can't clean this up and get a look at it. This is actually the second pocket watch back that I found out on this property. When Brandon and I were metal detecting out here before, we had found one. Actually, we found two. And so here is another one that has come out of the ground and is really ornate. More ornate than the other one that we found, so it's a shame that it's all beat up from the plow, but I guess that happens. I metal detected this area before I started plowing it, because I definitely wanted to get any kind of artifacts out of the ground, but this area was covered in so many vines and wisteria. If you watch my other channel and watch me out here on the farm, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, that it was darn near impossible to metal detect until I got some of that stuff out of there. I'm gonna try to clean the back off too, because on pocket watch back, sometimes if it was ever worked on, there'll be an engraving on the back, on the inside of the back. All right, I got it cleaned up as good as I could out here, and hopefully you'll be able to tell some of the like floral design that was on the back, and nothing on the inside here. Really cool piece. I'm gonna run the metal detector over this hole again to make sure, you know, like the rest of the pocket watch isn't down in there, but super neat. I hate it's damaged. All right, so before we get back to metal detecting, I'll show you the ground that we're working on. And there's coal, lots and lots of coal coming out of the ground here, and lots of fragments of different things coming out of the ground. There's a little piece of iron right there. Lots of old glass. Now I know all down that way there's a bottle dump, but unfortunately we can't metal detect throughout there right now just because of all of the vines that are on the ground. You can see an example of those there that have been pulled up by the plow. It just makes it impossible to dig. Also a surface find here, just an old button. Not too terribly old though. It's, I don't know, that might actually be, I thought it was just a plastic, but that actually, I think that's glass. Let me see, let's tap it on something. Yeah, that's an old glass button. So kind of cool. I have no idea on any kind of date on this. But really neat. Also, this was my first metal detecting find of the day. Don't know what that is, but it sure did sound good on the metal detector. All right, well, let's get the detector back out over the ground and see what else we can find out here. All right, so for those of you that like to know, I'm using a Garrett AT Pro today. I'm running in 0 mode, but I've turned the discrimination up to 40, or I'm going to turn the discrimination up to 40, because you can see how loud the ground is with iron. So We'll go ahead and turn that up. And we'll try to find some more good stuff. I'm going to start here. Okay, it's silent. Where we found the pocket watch back, just in case. And the way to find really good stuff is to dig every signal. But there's so many iron fragments, pull tabs, and whatever else in the ground here that I'm just not about that today. Alright, so I've got a really good signal right here. Something small too, so maybe a coin. So we're going to dig it up and see what it is. Alright, so I was just digging with my hand in the soil, and I have whatever it is that's sounding so good in my hand right now. This is the way, if you ever metal detection without a pinpointer, just dig in there and use your hand. Let's see, it's in here. Ah, there it is. It is a coin. It's a Lincoln penny. Let's see what the date is on it. I can't tell if it's a wheat penny or not. Looks like 1922, so 101-year-old penny, which is still cool, even though it's just a Lincoln penny. My bucket list item is what's known as an Indian head penny. This farm is old enough for that, and I know that there's one in the ground around here somewhere. But this one was dropped out here long ago and is still pretty cool. This is actually 1953, so it's super new compared to what we're actually looking for. But there it is, green 1953 penny. Alright, it's a super scratchy signal here. This is either going to be really boring or it could be something cool. It's coming up right in that foil range. But you never know, you know, sometimes you just have to dig the targets that don't sound good. And they turn out to be the best. I think I actually found it already, and it's better than what I thought it was going to be. I was worried it was just going to be a can. This is something else. Is it a spoon? Did I bend a spoon? I think I bent a spoon when I was plowing out here. Let's see. I think I need a digging tool to do this. Alright, let's get this out of here and see. Oh, it is an old spoon. How cool is that? It's actually more exciting than I thought it was going to be. I think this is a pretty old one, and it used to be silver plated. Let's see if I can bend it back without breaking it. There it is, first of all. Try to bend it back. It's right at the point it wants to break right there. So I'm not going to do it anymore. You could feel it just about to, but we got it about right. There we go. Old spoon, old previously plated spoon. I'm gonna look at it real quick, make sure there's no markings on it. It's turned this great shade of green from its time in the ground, but I don't think that this one is going to be special enough to have any markings on it. At least none that have survived. But pretty cool. Don't want to bend it anymore there, it'll break. But There it is. Old spoon. You know, just think someone was eating off of this many, many years ago, right over there in what was the servants' quarters. Alright, so got another one. Uh-oh, scratchy that side. It's interesting how when you change the way you're over it, doesn't sound as good. Alright, let's see what it is. I think right here, that's probably what it was. Just hitting that iron in just the right way. I think this is an old plow point. Piece of a plow point, maybe. Probably what it was, but we'll recheck. That's what it was. Sometimes when you hit a piece of flat iron like this, it'll sound really good. That's also why it changed when we changed position. We'll investigate that in just a moment. But one thing I wanted to point out are all the pieces of glass that are coming out of the ground right here. You see, this is a this looks like it would have been a really cool bottle of some sort, probably an old soda bottle, judging by the thickness of the glass. And it's definitely an older piece, but of course it's broken. And I'm just hoping and telling myself that these bottles were already broken in the ground before I plowed, and that I didn't break a bunch of bottles under the ground. But I don't see enough fragments to make a whole bottle, so hopefully not. Right in that bad pull tab range. Let's see if we get lucky. We're skunked on this one. Hold on. Wish I had a shovel. First clump of dirt I grabbed. All right, moment of truth here. And it is. This is where, if this was a reality TV show, we'd cut to commercial break right here. It's, whoa, cut to commercial, come back, whoa, it's just a piece of aluminum pull tab. Darn it. We'll keep going. All right, so I think I've just about covered this whole field. Not a very large space, of course. We found some really cool items out here. The spoon was super cool. Pocket watch back, super cool for me. Anytime we're pulling artifacts out of the ground, I'm happy. But we're gonna call it quits on this field for the day and go to the front of the farm and check out another area that I've been heavily plowing. So let's go. All right, so we're in the front of the property now. The old house is right over here. And then I've actually heavily plowed this area. Now, way back when, Brandon from Adventure Archaeology and I did metal detect a little bit over this area, but I think it was pretty much still impenetrable woods back then, so we weren't able to get far in here. So I'm just going to do a quick sweep through, see if we can find one thing. Now the only thing about this is, when we plowed it up, there's very little in the artifact layer here. I found a couple pieces of china, and that's about it. So I'll be interested to see if maybe we can find one coin out of here. That's what I'm hoping for. So I've been chasing a signal that sounded really good here, and I could not find it. And no matter how far down, it just kept going further and further down. And unfortunately, unfortunately for me, because I've been chasing the signal using, you know, my hand with dirt without the pinpointer. I think I found it here, and I think it's, yep, it's gonna be something. Not as bad as I thought. Okay, that is not as bad as I thought. This is a very old mason jar lid that was out in the dirt here. I thought it was gonna be a aluminum can when I saw that in there, but it's actually one of these old ceramic mason jar lids. I didn't break it, which is good. Last one of these I found I broke. See, it says Fall Mason on it. So that was dropped out here, which is kind of a weird place for it in the side yard here. And I have one theory on that. There's the house, my current house is over here. And that house was owned by Jim Henry Byrd. If you look over there, there's a little hill, and that's where Jim Henry Byrd's brother's, Archie Byrd's house was. So I think that Jim Henry, or one of Archie Byrd's kids, was coming over bringing Jim Henry something in a old mason jar and dropped it there, and now we've recovered it. So that's why it's in the ground. But that was deep. That was all the way down there. So that's what, a good 8 inches? 8 inches down. And I didn't hit it with the plow. My plow didn't go down that far, so kind of neat, I think, unless there's any remnant of the lid. There's probably more of the lid down there. And that's what's making noise. Either that, or is a jar full of coins down here, and all the coins are down there. We don't know. And we probably aren't going to find out on this adventure, because I'm going to have to come back to the spot when I have a pinpointer and can actually get down in there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this metal detecting adventure. Hold on now. Okay, if you insist, one more shovel pass. Just in case it actually is a jar full of coins. That's it. Yeah, okay, just as I thought, it was more of the lid there. So that's it. Still a cool find, I think. I don't have any idea how to date something like this. It says genuine zinc cap. So if you have any idea on how old that is, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to know for sure. Until then, that's going to do it for this adventure into history, digging up artifacts. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and let me know if you want me to come back and see if we can find the coins that were in that jar. We'll see you next time.